Good day, and thank you for watching. This is Mr. Kellan Faust speaking, and we are going to be playing Space Marines today. The Space Marine series, or should I say Warhammer 40,000, has been a favorite game of mine series for the longest time. And for any of you that are thinking, that are like, oh, hey, they're ripping off of Halo or they're ripping off of something, the fact is that these guys came first. Warhammer 40,000 came first. It's been around for around, I want to say, about 27 years. So that's definitely a lot longer than all that we know. These guys are pretty much the original Space Marines. Where where StarCraft got their idea for their Space Marines was from Warhammer. And where Doom got their ideal for their Space Marine was Warhammer 40,000 also. And where Halo and a few other games got theirs were from from StarCraft. And if StarCraft got their ideal for their Space Marines from Warhammer, and Halo and a few others got their ideals from StarCraft, what does that mean? Put it together. Most likely I'm going to have to tell some people because they won't get it, is by that they got it from Warhammer 40,000. And for you people that got it when I said it, or at least started figuring it out when I was saying it, I apologize to you. That's for the people that are purposely trying not to get it. Now we're going to play. Yeah, these intro screens, I love it. Just shows you kind of the prowess of them, and just how crazy they are. Now let's get this game started. I'm going to be trying to do a full playthrough with all the the campaign, and then I'm going to be doing some online play too. I'm not stopping my Dark Souls playthrough. I just been wanting to do the Space Marine playthrough for, well, since I started. So now let's have it to begin. I haven't played in a while, so I'm just going to be doing normal. I hope you can hear this. Alright, that's the intro. Yep, this game is just covered in blood, gore, and all the craziness. That's one thing I love about this game, just the craziness that's in it. And the Space Marines, to find more about them, is there are many videos on YouTube talking about the Space Marines, how they are, what they do. It talks about just the different kinds of Space Marines there are. This one is the Ultramarine chapter, which is Game Workshop's. It's pretty much Game Workshop's poster boy for Space Marines. And just some of the simple basics about the Space Marines, they are about 7 to 9 feet tall giants, weigh around 3 to about 600 pounds. They're just massive, giant freaking soldiers. And we're talking about these guys are just so crazy that their armor that they're wearing weighs about the same as them, about 400 pounds. And this armor can simply take a pretty much uh, a tank, current day tank, could be shooting at it, and it can just be just bouncing off its armor, not even hurting this guy. Yeah, this is how you recover life in this game, is you use these finishes or finishers. This game is not the best rep or the best representative of a Space Marine. It's yeah, just pretty much an action game just based off of them. There's many other games that are out like the Dawn of War series and a few other which are more accurate about how the Space Marines are in just a Warhammer universe or Warhammer 40,000 universe, which many people call the 40K universe. So I will be referring to the game series as 40K or 40,000.
Captain Titus, come in. That orc shot me off course. I've had no word from Leandros, but I'm picking up Vox chatter from Imperial Guard forces on the ground.
I scarcely thought anyone would be left alive, much less still fighting.
Heading towards the front lines now.
I will meet you there.
The Imperial Guard is pretty much regular humans. It's the Space Army. And how this whole 40K universe is set up is that there are so many numerous numbers of Space Marine chapters that the separate groups of Space Marines or the Imperial Guard regiments that this whole series is set up for fanfic. And a lot of fanfic, if it's good enough, it can become canon. Because there are so many different things going on at the same time. Space Marine, Imperial Guard, etc. Different chapters, normal Space Marines, everything. Is that it brings up a lot of you can have your own canon, also submit, make a new chapter, make history. Just all this different crazy stuff. I want to put on the subtitles so you all can see everything. Okay, everything's on. That's it. Yeah, the bolter is the main weapon that all Space Marines use, or at least their main range weapon. The difference between bolter and some other weapons is a bolter is there's two different versions of it: the human and space, or the human and Destatis version. The only real difference between it is weight and size, but the bolter in general shoots 75 caliber round, but it's just not a bullet. It is pretty much a small little rocket that they're firing out of a machine gun. They're rocket propelled, they're highly explosive tip, and how it's meant to work is once it pierces into the enemy or through their armor, it will explode from the inside of them. So it is meant to explode them from the inside out, which is pretty gruesome.
Captain, destroy them! Were you wounded? The Codex Astartes warns against using jump packs to leap blindly into enemy fire, and for good reason. Your days as a novice are behind you. Why do you still interpret the Codex so narrowly? I looked at its rules for guidance. We all do. But there are also benefits to thinking for yourself. Enemy sighted!
Yeah, you'll be hearing a lot about the Codex in this game, and the Codex is pretty much the ultimate guidebook for war and combat. Is that book has everything possible that you can think about combat. It's been over 200 years of being written. It has almost every single trick and thought process in the possible for the Space Marines to follow. But the thing is that the Ultramarines, they take the Codex a little bit too far and follow it as if it is a holy doctrine. And if they, certain space, or the Ultramarines, certain Marines in there, they follow it so, by the letter, is that it leads to them to being outflanked and outmaneuvered and kind of,
Local Imperial Guard communications. They survived.
yeah, not as good as they would be if they thought for themselves.
I want to know how.
And actually using it for guidance and just not as like, oh, we have to follow this. If we don't follow it, it's all messed up. But it's kind of funny is all the Ultramarines that are watched and actually followed in story and made an actual character, is they're always the ones that only use it as a guidance and not as holy doctrine. And also think about how the Space Marines are. Hold on.
Rise, Guardsmen. You saved yourselves.
We would be, my lord, if not for the lieutenant.
Where will we find this lieutenant?
At the front lines. Follow the trench network to the lieutenant's command bunker.
Carry on, Guardsmen. We rendezvous with Sidonus. Can we find this lieutenant? We need updated intel on the gun battle. Get out the upper level and continue through the plaza. The bunker is beyond that.
Well, this game series here is European game series, United Kingdom, Brit Kingdom, or whatever. The Brits.
No. Get off! My legs. I can't feel my legs. I got to see a spaceman.
Yeah, so everybody that you'll hear will have a Brit accent of some sort. And how the Space Marines are is think of it as is almost like a religious group. Is these Space Marines are genetically altered humans, which are turn them into super soldiers, and they are feared as pretty much like demigods. And like every single Marine is about equal to 100 normal guardsmen.
Sergeant, I see you found something to keep you busy.
Worry not, Captain. I've saved some orcs for you.
Orcs have got that gun well defended, no mistake. The typical orc behavior would be to dismantle or destroy the gun.
And certainly not use it to keep our forces at bay. It's a strategy behind it. The leader is no fool.
This day is getting interesting.
Think about orcs as like the normal orcs from pretty much any fantasy, but they are orcs with futuristic space weapons, spaceships, guns, everything. The chainsword. This is pretty much the icon weapon for any Space Marine. Well, just pretty much anything Warhammer 40,000. You will see this in any fanfic, anything that is 40k. It is pretty much a chainsaw sword. And yes, pretty much everything that is Space Marine that you will find in this game, there is also a human version of it. It's small enough and light enough for a human to carry and use. But everything that the Space Marines have are bigger, stronger, and is pretty much meant for the Space Marines to use. Okay, there. Yeah, the way that they have to recover health is where you do those finisher moves on an enemy. I don't like it because it's not that great of a way to recover health. It's cool looking, but making a finisher where you have to do it to recover any health, that's kind of annoying. I don't know if anybody else feels the same about it, but if you do, please comment. If you don't agree with me, please comment and tell me why. I'm not saying finishers aren't cool. I'm just saying recovering health with a finisher is kind of annoying. Because I think these finishers are pretty bad. Yeah, seriously, look how bloody and gruesome they are. Seriously, using one of those things to saw in half an enemy once you grab them by their neck, that's pretty bad. Shoving it through their stomach and just cutting upward with it. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like the bloody, gruesome craziness of it. It's one of the few games that actually quenches my bloodthirst.
Target that squid.
Okay, in this game, it may seem like the Imperial Guards are weak and fragile and falling apart every time they turn around. Is the Imperial Guards, just think about them. They are just normal humans that are in this craziness and they're fighting. And how they use the Imperial Guards is that it's hundreds of Imperial Guards, or thousands upon thousands upon thousands of Imperial Guards sent to a single planet to accomplish a job that 100 Space Marines would be sent to do. So yeah, there is in the universe there are millions upon millions of planets that are in the human Imperium, and one of the major difference between this and other sci-fi games is that humans are not the like fragile little creatures that are like going to be extinct soon or something like that. No, humans are the biggest, strongest, powerful race in the whole 40K universe. Humans own the most, have the most power, everything. Humans are winning, and humans are getting stronger every day. And with with kind of that ideal and how many different planets and people there are, yeah, there is a lot. There's a lot of ideal behind it, and especially with Imperial Guards, just normal humans, and all that craziness they do. Crap. Okay, the mic just keeps falling every time I'm trying to make it stay still when I'm talking.
Dropship incoming!
Yeah, sorry for how this is working right now. Is that I usually have the mic set up a bit better.
Space Marines, thank you. We thought we were done for. Where's your commander, Guardsman? Inside, but the door is sealed. I believe they will let us. Imperial Guard, we are Ultramarines. Open this door. Space Marines. Word from the second Ready. Another horde of the Greenskins are headed here from the south.
Yeah, and how the Space Marines are, as I said, they are declared as demigods, or pretty much demigods to humans. These Space Marines, pretty much they can live forever, but the thing is that they don't know how long they can live, because none of them have actually lived that long. They constantly die that much. But you do have to think about all the craziness that they're taking on.
Second Lieutenant Mira, 203rd Cadian Regiment.
Captain Titus, of the Ultramarines. You are in command.
I'm all that's left, my lord. Unless my commanders rise from the grave. So far, they seem content to stay put.
Lieutenant, the scouts have returned to forward base.
How many?
2.
I sent out 10. That damn gun. We don't have the numbers to make an assault. And as you might have seen, it's shooting down all our support vessels.
That is why we are here. Leave the dome to us.
Come with me then. I should warn you, my lord. We've got a slight orc problem down here.
Yeah, with how this is set up, is, well, if you ever play any of the Dawn of War games at all,
Genetic scan complete. Adeptus Instandi. Activation authorized.
if you play any of the Dawn of War games, is the Imperial Guard is one of my favorite classes to play as, or races to play.
What do you know of the Titans on this planet?
Only that our troops were sent to guard the Titan Invictus.
So just don't think about them as so weak and pathetic, but they are powerful. I like playing them because you have mass numbers, you have 3 times as many troops as any other race has in their squad.
Get me that field manual. Stuck on bloody Forge World and not a single tech priest in sight. Digger! Digger! The Space Marines! Takes more than that! Rush the Space Marines! Get all the humans!
trenches beyond the ruins and the battlements beyond that.
And the gun battery?
The Orcs took it almost as soon as we got here, nearly 2 weeks ago. Our unit was the only one to make landfall before they gained control. Now none of our ships can get past the gun.
It's the Space Marines.
Weapons authorization confirmed. Access granted.
That's where the Orcs breached the gun battery. We haven't been able to make it inside the wall. There just aren't enough of us.
You have survived this long on your own, Lieutenant. You have done well. But you are no longer alone. We will retake the gun. You will get your reinforcements.
I'll hold you to that, Captain.
We're heading back to the command post, Captain. Good luck.
Citizens will be turned away from Medicaid facilities in sectors 29, 30, 34. Injured workers should seek treatment in sector 46.
Humans together!
Workforces have been
Orcs
reduced by
on the high ground.
to counter emergency disruption of production.
Again! Show me again! Come and get me, Space Marine! Cut us to bits! Shoot them again! Shoot me again! Stick bomb! Humans to kill! To bits! Here's a fight now! Takes more than that to kill an orc!
Space Marines! It's the Space Marines!
Kill them Space Marines!
Once we get through these battlements, we will use the breach caused by the rock to enter the gun fortress.
go, Space Marines!
Look at these cables.
They must be powering Borg contraptions across the battlefield.
Captain,
Assault support pods were dropped in this area. Take to the high ground, Captain. We will deal with the orcs down here.
Kill them Space Marines! Kill for that! Space Marines! Space Marines! Kill them!
That rock delivered the orcs right into the gun fortress.
Alright, everybody. That was the first 2 chapters of Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine. Yeah, in kind of the middle of it, I know. I just stopped talking, the audio went up, I just switched it over so you could hear a little bit of the audio and just how it was. But that's pretty much what this game is. I'm going to post some online play too. And if you guys want to see more, just put in the comments. And well, thanks for watching, guys.